Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the India Today Conclave in Mumbai. We're starting the session with the former Chief Minister and then the present Chief Minister coming back to back. May I please welcome on stage the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra and Congress leader, Mr. Prithviraj Chavan.
Very good afternoon.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the India Today Conclave in Mumbai. In just about 6 to 8 weeks from now, we will have an election which many believe has been which is likely to be one of the most closely contested that Maharashtra has ever seen. 6 parties across 2 alliances and several other fronts likely to emerge in the next 6 weeks, which will decide kaun banega Maharashtra ka king or queen, who will be the party that will win Maharashtra. We're starting this off with the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Prithviraj Chavan. Welcome to the show, because Mr. Chavan was the last Congress Chief Minister of Maharashtra till 2014. Preeti.
Thank you, Rajdeep. Thank you for...
So the question, sir, this morning is, can the Congress win back Maharashtra? And I want to begin with one question. Right before Lok Sabha, and tell me if we are right, there was a meeting with the High Command before the results came in, and they asked you, tell us seriously, what's the best that the Congress is looking at? At that time, the Maharashtra Congress unit had said 7 or 8, but you ended up getting 13.
That's absolute...
Is that true?
That's absolute nonsense. We never said 7, 8. I don't know which meeting you're talking about. But as far as I'm concerned, I have spoken to...
Closer, sir.
I have spoken to major journals, Lok Sabha, Maharashtra Times, Times of India, which carried full-page articles on what Congress will get. And we had always been predicting 32 seats for MVA, not for Congress. We never talked about number for Congress. MVA would get 32 seats is what we said. That's what Sharad Pawar also said. We ended up getting 31. We just happened to lose 1 seat, which was my Satara seat. But I think we are right on the dot. I mean, BJP has just not misread the mood, not read the mood of the people. The farmers, the unemployed youth, the Samvidhan Bachao issue which they gave it into the lap. We didn't call for 400 par. It was Prime Minister Modi who said that. We didn't say that we want to change the constitution. It was the senior BJP MPs who said that. It became an election issue. And it was absolutely clear that we are getting a majority. MVA would get close to 32 seats. We ended up getting 31. So this is absolutely canon to say that we didn't expect to do well at all. No. But one thing I admit, a lot of media people, even the intelligence agency that we talked about, they said, look, aapka to koi chance nahi hai. You don't have a chance, you'll get about 15, 16 is what they said.
No, sir, but the fact is, the Congress party over the last decade had been a party in decline in Maharashtra. If you look at it, this was the state where you were once the dominant party. Over the last 10 years, the BJP emerged as the dominant party over both state and Lok Sabha elections between 2014 and 24. Naturally, therefore, there is skepticism when the Congress today says, we are now party number 1 in Maharashtra. I mean, are you also getting a little bit overconfident that a Lok Sabha getting 13 seats and becoming single largest means that you will also be single largest in Vidhan Sabha? Is the Congress making a mistake once again, not for the first time, of getting overconfident and counting your chickens before they are hatched?
No, I think, Rajdeep, you're absolutely right. Every election is a different election, and you can't be ever overconfident about the mood of the people. But I would always say MVA. We are not saying Congress. You'd of course like to know where Congress stands and what happens to Congress. But we in this election, as in the previous election, talked about MVA. The reason why we did well primarily was the division of opposition votes was avoided. In 14, 19, you have done a lot of analysis on all. It's only because of the opposition vote divided into multiple factions that Mr. Modi won. Now that mistake was avoided. Creation of India Alliance, although it was not a perfect alliance, was a master stroke.
No, but you're saying this today at our India Today Mumbai conclave that please talk about MVA and not the Congress. But your own Maharashtra leader, Balasaheb Thorat, is on record to say Congress will emerge as the number 1 party and the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra will be from the Congress.
No, I think...
I mean,
no,
is isn't he therefore virtually suggesting that the Congress will get the next chief minister?
No, I think let's not twist what he said.
No, he said that, sir.
Well, I have said myself, when this controversy was raised, that we should name the chief ministerial candidate before. We never done that before in Maharashtra. And our time-honored practice since 99, when Congress party went into alliance mode, was the largest party gets to name the chief minister. 99, 2004, 9, 14, whatever. Now, largest party should get is what I have claimed. And I think Congress party would be the largest party.
So you're saying if the Congress party, the largest party, you get the chief minister. First of all, 2004 you were not the single largest and then you still got the chief minister.
I will dispute
I
that.
just want to get this clear. You are telling me that the single largest party will get the chief ministership of Maharashtra.
I'm not saying we'll get this thing. Let's correct it. All I said was this has been the practice in Maharashtra. What happens now, it's a new situation. First time, 3 parties are going into alliance today. So it's a new situation. If my high command wants to decide something.
Your view is the single largest.
My view is that this has been a time-honored practice of making a person from the single largest party in the alliance, because that is also necessary for stability. It happened. Why did we give Uddhav Thackeray ji the chief ministership in 2009? He had 56 MLAs, NCP had 54, and we had 45. We didn't raise a finger that we wanted, because it was rightfully the largest party.
Okay.
But Mr. Chavan, let's not talk about what the Congress is saying. Let's leave what Mr. Thorad says. Let's focus on what Mr. Uddhav Thackeray said. He's now come out and said that all 3 partners of the MVA need to come out before election, decide on a CM face. Declare CM face before you go into election.
This is not for me to decide. This is for my high command in Delhi. The AICC leadership, the Congress president, Mr. Rahul Gandhi and others to decide whether they want to make an exception now and name a chief ministerial face before elections. Normally, an opposition party going into election does not name a chief minister face. But the outgoing chief minister naturally...
But you're saying it's for the high command to decide now.
Well, always.
But, okay, so this is what if you have Uddhav Thackeray saying this. So, Mr. Chavan, how is it possible between Matoshri, Silver Oak and 10 Janpath? How are you going to come with this decision?
I can't,
whether there will be a CM face or not?
I can't comment on what Silver Oak says or what Matoshri says. I can only say what has been the practice in the past. It is for my high command to make any decision they want.
Who is running this alliance? You see, in Maharashtra, the biggest problem is both of you are on 3-wheelers. And a 3-wheeler, as we know, is not an easy vehicle to ride. Who is in the front seat? Who is the driver? You see, everyone tells me they are the driver. I want to know from you, who is the driver of your MVA and who's in the back seat?
No, why there has to be one leader?
So who is it?
I mean,
who's the driver of your alliance?
This is not a Modi's BJP that everything has to be one. Like, the Hitler's.
No, but you see, then it's a recipe for confusion.
No, it is not.
Who is sitting in the front seat of a 3-wheeler drive?
Doesn't have to be. We'll have a common manifesto, we'll have common meetings, a common advertising strategy, and after the seats are shared, we fight our own seats. And the others help us to win those seats. That's what happened in Lok Sabha.
So there are 288 seats in Maharashtra. 288 seats. Who gets the most, according to you, who deserves the most number of seats?
Well, if you ask me who deserves it, of course Congress deserves it. What happens in the end, I don't know. Because Congress got highest number of seats most recently in the Lok Sabha election. We contested 17 seats, we got 13. If you count Sangli, 14 out of 18. Our strike rate was best. And there are reasons. I can go into the reasons if you want. The Marathwada region, what the combinations there, the Vidarbha region, the farm distress, the educated unemployed, the cost of living crisis. All these issues are contributing. None of the issues, which are the main issues for Lok Sabha election, has been addressed by the BJP.
But Mr. Chavan, you walked into this alliance as a junior partner. Before
Absolutely.
You walked in as a junior partner.
Absolutely.
Now, you think after Lok Sabha you're the senior partner, therefore you now deserve the maximum number of seats?
We don't think we are the senior partner. We have the largest number of seats. If we sit together...
So you're saying that? You are indirectly saying you are the senior partner.
No, we have got more number of seats in Lok Sabha. But you rightly said that we walked into the alliance as a junior partner.
You were a junior
I
partner.
admit that. That's why we didn't get the chief minister.
That
in
equation
2019.
now stands changed.
After, people have changed it. We didn't change it.
So you're saying nothing has changed between Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, the government has not addressed. The government has brought in a scheme called Ladki Bahin, which whether you like it or not is at the moment being spoken about across this state. 1,500 rupees to every poor woman per month. The first two tranches have gone. There's been a very good monsoon. I see the Mahayuti leaders more in the field than I see Congress, Shiv Sena, maybe Sharad Pawar, even at his age, is a bit of an exception. The fact of the matter is, I come back to it. Have you all taken this election for granted? No. In typical Congress style, you all are already celebrating even before the result, and therefore you've lost out in the last few months. You have no answer to Ladki Behna, Ladki Bahin as they call it.
See, let us not forget it. This scheme of empowering women is a Congress idea, or rather than not only Congress idea, it's an international idea. Universal basic income. I mean, look at any society which empowers women gets huge benefits out of it. We did it in Karnataka. It was not started in Maharashtra. We did it in Telangana. It was conceived in Madhya Pradesh by Kamal Nath, but Shivraj Singh Chauhan was smarter. He implemented it before. It is a good scheme, but it's not because I'm an elder brother and my choti shi bichari bahna, my kid sister, I'll give something to you for Bhaiya Dooj, and that's nonsense. We want to frame it as a rightful payment for unpaid work that a woman in the house makes, that a woman raises a next generation of female. We pay teachers to teach our children next generation. What do you do to women? I think it is we will convert it into a rights-based scheme, something which UPA specialized in Delhi.
So you're saying nothing has changed between May and October or September as we are now?
No, BJP is putting all the eggs in one scheme. They're welcome to do that. But I think we welcome the scheme. I think this was long overdue. Only thing is...
You will carry it forward if you can.
Absolutely.
Ladki Bahin will stay on even if...
We'll not call it that. We'll carry because we did it in Karnataka, Rajdeep. We did it in Telangana. Why won't you do it in Maharashtra? If they had not done it, we would have done it.
And bankrupt the state exchequer.
No, wrong again. No. This is what a typical South Mumbai mindset. People with lots of tax-paying money, my taxpayer money is going. You think GST, poor people are not paying
Mr.
taxes?
Chavan, it's not a South Mumbai mindset. And why I say that is, let's just go back to what is happening in Himachal Pradesh. You made promises which you are unable to keep. Look at the old pension scheme right now. You are unable to keep that promise. You are still to roll out most of your promises in Karnataka. So when you are going to say you will adopt a scheme like Ladli Bahin Yojana, how are you going to deliver it?
No, I think Karnataka, we are giving 2,000 rupees per month to women. We are giving free bus travel to women. In Telangana, we are giving free 2,000 rupees to women. We are giving. I mean...
While Himachal is in 3 lakh crore debt?
No, I mean, I can't talk about Himachal Pradesh government's finances, but I think this scheme can be financed, and let's not forget, there's a lot of money comes back. Purchasing power, taxes and all that, it comes back. It empowers women. We talk about female labor participation rate, which is poorest in India. And if a country has to progress, become a developed nation, we've got to empower women.
Okay, so you're also on the same track as this government on that specific scheme. Right. But what is therefore the big issue that separates these two alliances? You see, you've got two seemingly, dare I say, almost unviable alliances in terms of all the divisions that you all have ideologically within. What therefore separates your alliance, the Mahavikas Aghadi, from the Mahayuti? Or are the voters of Maharashtra being simply asked to vote between two alliances that are totally transactional, willing to put money in people's pockets? What is the difference?
People were asked to choose one of the two alliances in Lok Sabha. They chose. Because there was a manifesto, there was an ideology, there was a vichardhara. People preferred that. And I think, as I said, none of the issues which were raised in the Lok Sabha election has been addressed by the current government. On the other hand, the Pannas Khoke, the 50 crore rupees each MLA that are given to make them to switch parties, that is going to be an issue in the constituencies of the MLAs who switch parties. No, you watch the fun when you go to the constituencies of people. You please don't visit the constituency MLAs who supposed to have changed parties.
So you're saying local anti-incumbency will still play a role. You're saying that is the difference between the ruling alliance and your alliance.
That is an additionality to the main 5 people. See, farmers' woes. Look at the soybean crop is about to be harvested now. The MSP is 4,900. The market price is 4,600. Why should farmer do? Which business will sustain if you keep on giving that business less than the production cost? Will this channel sustain if you don't earn enough revenue? I mean, why should farmer only pay for the stupidity of the policymakers in Delhi?
But Mr. Chavan, you've made the difference out between the Maha Vikas Aghadi and the Mahayuti. But there are ideological issues between your own alliance, which is the Aghadi. And I'll give you an example. What is the difference where the Congress sees between Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena's Hindutva and the BJP's Hindutva? Where do you stand on caste census? Where do you stand on the Maratha reservation? As an alliance and individually?
No, I think if you want to talk about Maratha reservation, let's talk about that. I was the first chief minister in Maharashtra. We gave 16% reservation to Maratha in 2014. The first time the Marathas were given reservation was in Kolhapur state in 1902. After that, they've been demanding. But issue was lying dormant. I raised it up. 2014. So, Maratha reservation is an important issue. That has become an important issue on which people voted in Marathwada. Now they're going to vote in other areas. Marathas feel they've been cheated by the current government. But let's not get into that.
Caste census? What is the stand of the Congress in Maharashtra on the caste census?
Caste census will definitely do. Socio-economic census of people is absolutely essential. Caste census is absolutely essential. That is Congress party's policy. And nobody opposes that.
Sir, but the way, this is extremely cynical politics. This reservation for Marathas. The Supreme Court is going to strike it down. You can't go over 50%. You did 16%, you couldn't pass it. They've done 10%, it won't be passed. All you are doing is trying to woo the voters through these various schemes, because the truth of the matter is every party has cocaine, is willing to switch sides because of cocaine. It's not as if only the other side is corrupt. Corruption concerns everyone. You all bring in emotive issues, one day Shivaji, one day reservation. But the truth of, 1 minute. It's not, sir, please tell me. You wanted to build a big Shivaji statue in the Arabian Sea at a huge cost. What is the status of that after all these years?
But you should ask Mr. Modi about it.
Sorry?
You should ask Mr. Modi about it, who never created the statue. Who laid the foundation stone.
No, my point is you are distracting from the real issues of this state. People in this state, sir, the real issues are agrarian distress.
Yes.
We are in a state which has had the maximum number of farmer suicides in the last 2 decades. You've been in power, BJP has been in power. Will you concede that you all have been unable to resolve the issue of farmers? Very nice to sit here and say, we'll bring in reservation. What about the real issues, sir?
Well, 2 things. First of all, you made a comment that the reservation will be struck down because it will go beyond 50%. Now, please tell me how Mr. Modi has given a 10% EWS reservation, will take it to 60%. So if Modi can raise it to 60%, others can't do it. What we're arguing is that let us have a consensus of what to do about it. There are issues in Haryana, there are issues in Rajasthan, in Patels, in Gujarat, everywhere the issue. You can't push these issues under the carpet. And the real issue is not reservation, real issue is joblessness. This government has failed to create jobs.
But
Mr. Modi had promised us to create so many crore jobs every year. Did he create those jobs?
Chavan,
To create jobs, there will be no demand for reservation.
The reservation thing, just a minute. Mr. Rahul Gandhi said, Jitni abadi utna haq. Eventually you'll have 80-85% reservation. You're saying you want a socio-economic caste census.
That's not right. I think.
So just a minute. Congress is saying socio-economic caste census. After that what? Are you telling the people of Maharashtra or India, depending on your proportion of population, we will give you reservation?
We're not saying that. Mr. Rahul Gandhi is not saying that. All we are saying is that census is long overdue. Let us do the census properly and analyze the social status of each community. Because caste system, the community is not not invented yesterday. It's for 2,000 years we're living it.
So Eknath Shinde has given 10% to Marathas. Will you continue with it?
Eknath Shinde has not given. Nothing has happened. It's all
No, it's been passed in your assembly.
No, they have been, well again, it has to be, I don't think it is a perfect law. In Mr. Fadnis bill, which he gave about 12% in 2018, was again faulty because he did not right to do it. Mr. Modi had amended the constitution that year, taking away rights of the states to give reservations. In spite of that, Mr. Devendra Fadnis gave reservation to Marathas, which was all thrown out by the Supreme Court.
But Mr. Chavan, you talk about Rahul Gandhi, but when you talk about the caste census, so yes, caste census should be there, but do you agree with Rahul Gandhi where he says there needs to be representation in the bureaucracy in sports? Because this is bizarre, and he said that.
That you need proper discussion on that. First, let us find out the real status of people, caste-wise. Why not have a census and why not have a socio-economic census? How many IS officers belong to a particular community? They are not there because of the societal baggage of last 2,000 years.
But Mr. Chavan, let me ask you something. And you were a part of the G23, Mr. Chavan. And you were a part of that. You were a part of that. But I just want to ask you,
a
what
long
has
story.
changed? Long story, old story. Forget about that. But I just want to ask you, what has changed in Rahul Gandhi ever since you being a part of G23, and now you're saying the High Command will decide, which includes Rahul Gandhi?
No, first of all, G23 is the appellation which the media gave us. It was a simple letter during COVID time when we could not meet the leader to highlight some of the issues that later unfortunately got leaked, and the rest is, of course, all this is the media creation. Nothing like that. Some issues were raised. Mrs. Gandhi met us for 5 hours in Delhi, and we resolved all the issues. The matter is ended. There's nothing like any 23, 24 anymore.
Okay, so it's no longer there. Preeti just mentioned about internal contradiction. Let me give you a very simple one. Your ally, Shiv Sena, would like to give a Bharat Ratna to Veer Savarkar. Rahul Gandhi comes to Maharashtra and targets Veer Savarkar. Should Veer Savarkar get a Bharat Ratna according to you?
You see, like, Mr. Savarkar is a very controversial personality. He was a freedom fighter. Mrs. Indira Gandhi published a postage stamp in honor of Mr. Savarkar. There's a portrait of Mr. Savarkar hanging in Parliament during Congress rule. So there is a side to him while he was in Europe, while he jumped the ship and all that thing. But there's also other side to it.
So what's your view?
No, you may take whatever size you want. If you want to worship him as a great national hero, fine. But others don't want to do that. Because what followed after his Andaman tenure. I mean, simple fact is the British broke him. Physically, personally broke him. He broke his mind, broke his body. And unfortunately, he succumbed to it.
Let me ask you
So,
something.
I mean, let's not
Okay.
black and white.
It's not black and white. Savarkar is not black and white is what you're saying. It depends on which side of the divide you are.
See, a family which has lost two its close members to assassins, given their lives to the freedom struggle and all that. To them, if you tell them that XYZ is a freedom fighter with the background, the baggage that he carries, it's difficult. If I was Mr. Rahul Gandhi's shoes, I would feel similarly.
Sir, I get, this is what people tell me, the only person holding your alliance together is Sharad Pawar. He's 84. At 84, he's doing all the hard grind that is required to hold you all together. You and Mr. Pawar have had a checkered past, if I may be allowed to use that word. I was told that he didn't agree to you becoming the Speaker of the Maharashtra Assembly a few years ago.
No, that's not correct.
Okay,
Actually
that's not
incorrect.
okay. But you and he have never been the best of friends.
No,
Are you all together because Mr. Pawar is holding it together, or are you confident? Will this alliance last even if you don't win Maharashtra in 6 weeks' time?
No. First of all, the question doesn't arise. I mean,
Which question doesn't
our
arise?
not winning the alliance in the Vidhan Sabha doesn't arise. We're winning. Let's face it. See, look at what's happening in MVA. We're not sure whether Mr. Fadnavis is coming or going. We're not sure Mr. Ajit Pawar is in the alliance or is not in the alliance. Let's not get into that. We are winning because Maharashtra, last 10 years was a lost decade for Maharashtra. Industries have not come to Maharashtra. There's a huge farm district. 37% of the national farm suicides happen in Maharashtra. Why?
Sir, but those farm suicides happened when you were also Chief Minister.
Not to this extent. Yes, there are problems. There are geographical reasons for that. And supposing collectively we should be responsible. But what's happening now?
Mr. Shinde's government says
10 years is Mr. Modi's wrong policies.
Sir, Mr. Shinde's government says 52% of FDI in 23-24 has come to Maharashtra.
Please show it to me on the ground. I mean, these are all newspaper slogans and, they come to the conclave letter and tell you that we got Davos, we signed 4 lakh crore worth of MOUs. Where are the industries in the ground? Why jobs are not getting created? Why 37 IT industries from Pune went away? Because there is no connectivity. They can't reach their workplace. People are not coming here. Why did you lose the Tata Airbus project? Why did you lose Saffron? Why did you lose the bulk drug park? Why did you lose the chemical devices park? Why did they not coming? Not a single iPhone manufacturer is in Maharashtra. Mr. Devendra Fadnavis promised in 2018 that Maharashtra will make 26% of the iPhones in the world. 2018, mind you, in Talegaon. What happened? Saffron went to Hyderabad. They got better deal. See, point is, when you harass the industry the way they're being harassed today, who will come to Maharashtra?
But
That is what will fix when you come to power.
you talk of many leading Sharad Pawar's NCP, Ajit Pawar, but let's talk about your own party in Maharashtra, Mr. Chavan. You've had Ashok Chavan leave, you had Milan Deora leave, you had Baba Siddiqui leave. There have been defections in the Congress as well.
But our party did not split. They tried to split our party.
But it's said...
Shiv split, NCP split, our party did not split. 3 people. Now I can give reasons why each person left. 2 of them were given Rajya Sabha seats. 1 of them was worried about certain ED matters. I mean, we can decide, but 3 people leaving for a better allurement of getting a Rajya Sabha seat and all that thing versus parties being split. There's a difference.
It's interesting you say the role of the ED. In Maharashtra, the ED seems to have become a 12th man, many believe, in the politics of the state.
He's the fourth partner in the alliance.
You are one of the few chief ministers or senior leaders of Maharashtra who doesn't seem to have, at least correct me if I'm wrong, some major ED investigation going on.
Thankfully not so far.
Thankfully not so far, ED or CBI, which is to your credit. But do you find it more and more uncomfortable? You went to Berkeley. You're a very unusual politician for contemporary Maharashtra. Do you find it difficult sometimes to deal with politics when you hear so-and-so's got 50 khoke, so-and-so's got 30 khoke, they're switching sides because they're getting paid or they've got an ED inquiry?
Rajdeep, anybody would be worried if our politics has sunk to the level where we can buy and sell MLAs like you buy vegetables in the market. This is exactly what is happening. Is this what Maharashtra wants out of the politicians? No, Rajdeep, they don't want that, and you'll find out when the elections come. In Lok Sabha election, 50 khoke was not an issue. It is now for this election.
You're saying actually 50 khoke will be a bigger issue in Vidhan Sabha than it is in Lok Sabha.
Yeah,
your claim of 50 khoke.
Yeah, because each MLA will be asked, why did he change the parties? For what great ideological reasons did he change? I mean, they have to answer their electors. They placed their trust in the MLA, gave that vote in trust, and the MLA sold that trust for a consideration.
Mr. Chavan, it's often said, even if the Congress is on a strong footing, the Congress will do itself in. And I'll ask you a question. You had Mr. Shinde's book release. He made certain observations in it. Do you agree with them? Where he talked about the UPA years, he talked about terrorism, he spoke about Kashmir.
You're talking about Kumar Shinde ji.
Ji, his book. Do
didn't
you agree
watch-
he should have made those observations so close to the Maharashtra elections?
I really didn't watch that function. He's a dear friend. I will definitely go back and find out what is said in the book release function. But no, I think people have their individual views, and if he said something, these are their individual
Mr.
views.
Chavan, you talk of individual views. I'll ask you one question which is very interesting and everyone's talking about it. And that is, if you heard Nitin Gadkari, who very late in the elections in Lok Sabha has come out and said, I got an offer to be the Prime Minister. Did he get an offer? Did the Congress approach him?
I didn't give it to him. I don't know who from the party, which party gave it to him. But I think, why not? If he's an efficient minister, he's been underutilized. I mean, there are issues with
Are you
him.
giving an offer to Mr. Nitin Gadkari?
I can't. Who am I to give offer? Who am I to give him offer? I have read today's paper that he is now going to be the boss of the BJP alliance. I don't know whether that's true or not. He wants to go to Delhi, not come back to Maharashtra. But I think he is an efficient minister, although the entire NHI is in a mess. We'll discuss that later.
Okay, we're going to leave it there, Mr. Chavan. Are you hopeful of becoming chief minister again, or it's a crown of thorns? Nobody wants to be a chief minister now.
Please don't talk of this chief minister thing again. But I need to thank the media when they keep on reminding is who's going to be the MBO chief minister. You only ask a party which is going to win. You don't ask.
No, we'll ask that to the other side as well.
Yeah, no, but for last couple of months, it's always that who's your face.
Okay.
You only ask for the party which wins. The party is going to win. As I told you, the largest party should normally get to name the chief minister's candidate. And if that largest party happens to be Congress, as I believe it will be the Congress High Command. There's a set
Okay,
procedure
I
how
think
to
you've
do it.
given us some kind of a news point by saying that the single largest party should, as a time-honored
I said that
practice,
is the time-honored
as a time-honored practice, get to decide on chief minister. Mr. Prithviraj Chavan, Berkeley educated, has had to navigate his way through the murky waters of Maharashtra. Thank you very much for joining
Thank
us
you,
here
Rajiv.
at the India Today Conclave.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.